BTS' first day concert in Baltimore became one of the most talked about moments by fans around the world. Thousands of soldiers who filled the stadium since the afternoon initially came with the hope of enjoying BTS's spectacular performances full of energy, stunning choreography, and world-class stage performances. However, no one expected that the evening would turn into one of the most emotional nights in the course of their concert. Since the stage lights came on and the 7 BTS members appeared before the fans, the atmosphere has felt different. The cheers that echoed from all corners of the stadium seemed to be proof of how much the ARMY longed for the group that had accompanied them for years. Jungkook, Jimin, Jin, RM, Suga, J-Hope, and V performed excitedly, greeting the fans with warm smiles that instantly made the atmosphere even more festive. At the beginning of the concert, the members were very energetic. The fast rhythmic songs managed to make the whole stadium shake. Jungkook appeared full of charisma, while Jimin showed his incredible dancing skills as usual. Jin continues to entertain the audience with his trademark jokes, while RM is seen watching the other members several times with a proud smile. But the mood began to change as the concert entered a more emotional part. The stadium lights slowly dimmed, leaving a soft light illuminating the main stage. ARMY immediately realized that the next segment would be one of the most touching parts of the evening. When the intro of the song began to sound, the whole stadium suddenly fell silent. The fans raised their light sticks, creating such a beautiful sea of purple light. In the midst of the melodious atmosphere, Jungkook and Jimin stood side by side at the front of the stage. From the moment the first verse was sung, many fans noticed that the expressions of both seemed different than usual. Jungkook was seen trying to keep smiling, but his eyes began to glaze over. Jimin, who was standing beside him, also seemed to take a few deep breaths, as if trying to control his emotions. The more the song goes, the more haru atmosphere becomes. The sound of fans singing along filled the stadium. The moment seemed to create a very strong emotional connection between BTS and ARMY. When entering the most touching part of the ref, Jungkook finally couldn't hide his emotions anymore. The stadium camera captured clearly his eyes that began to turn red. He lowered his head for a few seconds before singing again. The ARMY, who saw the giant screen, immediately gave such loud cheers of support. Not long after, Jimin was also seen wiping the corner of his eye. Despite constantly trying to finish parts of the song professionally, Haru's expression on her face couldn't be hidden. Many fans admitted that they cried when they saw the two idols trying to hold back tears on stage. Social media was immediately filled with various uploads from fans who were present at the location. Many said that they had not seen such a concert atmosphere in a long time. Some videos even showed spectators in different parts of the stadium crying while holding their light sticks. In the midst of such an emotional moment, the attention of fans was also drawn to Jin and RM. The two stood not far from Jungkook and Jimin. Instead of talking a lot, they showed support through simple gestures that made the ARMY even more touched. Several times the camera caught RM glancing at Jungkook and Jimin with attentive gazes. As the leader of the group, RM is known to always pay attention to the condition of the members. His expression that night looked so warm and understanding. Meanwhile, Jin also showed his soft side that is rarely seen. As the atmosphere got more emotional, he turned to the other members several times with a slight smile. The smile seems to be a simple way to encourage his colleagues. The moment that fans talked about the most happened when the camera captured a brief interaction between Jin and RM. The two glanced at each other for a moment before visibly touching each other's arms. The small gesture may seem simple to some, but for the ARMY, it became a powerful symbol of the bonds of brotherhood they had built over the years. Many fans interpreted the moment as a wordless form of support. After going through various challenges together, the BTS members don't seem to need to say much to understand each other's feelings. When the song ended, the entire stadium gave a long applause. ARMY cheers sounded so loud that it made the atmosphere even more emotional. Jungkook and Jimin seemed to be trying to calm down before returning to greet the fans. Jungkook then smiled as he looked towards the sea of ARMY that filled the stadium. Although his eyes still look teary, he is trying to show that he is okay. The reaction actually made many fans even more moved. Jimin also bowed to the audience several times as a form of gratitude. Many soldiers who claimed to feel very touched to see the sincerity shown by the members that night. After the segment ended, the concert atmosphere slowly returned to the festive atmosphere. Songs full of energy were performed again, and the members showed their professionalism on stage. But for many fans, the previous emotional moment remains the most memorable part. On various social media platforms, keywords related to Jungkook, Jimin, Jin, and RM immediately became a hot topic. Thousands of posts discussed how the members showed their human side that was so sincere. Some fans said that Jungkook and Jimin's tears were a testament to how much they love music and the fans. Others felt that the moment showed a very strong connection between the BTS members. There are a lot of people who are against the Jin and the Romans. Despite not being the center of attention at the time, the two managed to keep fans touched through a simple act of showing their concern for their fellow members. One of the things that has made BTS so beloved over the years is their seemingly sincere relationship. The members not only perform as co-workers, but also as a family that grows and develops together. Baltimore Day 1 proved that. In the midst of the sparkling stage lights and the grandiose concert production, the most memorable moments in the hearts of fans were the simple moments that showed the sincerity of the members. When Jungkook and Jimin tried to hold back the tears, when Jin gave an attentive look, and when RM showed his support through small gestures, all of them created memories that ARMY will continue to remember for a very long time. The evening is not just about music or spectacular performances. Baltimore Day 1 was a reminder that BTS and ARMY have such a deep emotional connection. Every song, every look, and every smile carries a much greater meaning than just a concert. As the event ended, the fans left the stadium with a variety of emotions mixed together. There is happiness from being able to watch BTS perform live, there is a sense of emotion from seeing the emotional moments of the members, and there is also gratitude for still being able to create beautiful memories with the group they love. For the ARMY present that night, Baltimore Day 1 will always be remembered as a night when tears, love, friendship, and support came together on one incredible stage. And for BTS, the night was proof that their long journey with fans is still filled with heartfelt moments that are able to touch the hearts of millions of people around the world. It would not be an exaggeration for many fans to call this concert one of the most emotional nights of their tour. Because behind the splendor of the concert and the spotlight of the stage lights, what really shines is the strong bond between the 7 BTS members and the ARMY who always faithfully support them every step of the way. Looking back at the various footage that circulated after the concert ended, many fans realized that the emotional atmosphere of Baltimore Day 1 had actually begun to be felt since the beginning of the event. Some soldiers who attended admitted that they saw the members looking more reflective than usual. Although still cheerful and full of energy when greeting the audience, there are many small moments that show that the night has a very special meaning for them. Jungkook, for example, was seen several times standing for a moment while looking at the sea of purple light sticks that filled the stadium. His gaze seemed to be trying to store every scene before him into memory. Many fans admitted that they immediately felt emotional when the camera highlighted his face in the moment. On the other hand, Jimin also showed an unusual expression. The member, who is known to always keep his appearance calm, seemed to bite his lips several times and took a deep breath while listening to the ARMY chant that echoed throughout the stadium. For some fans, the moment was a sign that he was trying to control his feelings. Not a few believe that the mood of the members that night was influenced by the long journey they had gone through together. BTS is not just an ordinary music group. They are a group of best friends who have spent more than a decade together, going through difficult times, the pressures of the entertainment industry, hectic schedules, to incredible achievements that changed their lives. That is why, every time they stand on the big stage and see thousands, and even tens of thousands of ARMY singing together, feelings of emotion often arise without being able to prevent it. Many fans believe that Jungkook and Jimin's tears are not a sign of sadness, but rather an overflow of such gratitude. When the concert entered the Ment section, which allowed the members to speak directly to fans, the atmosphere again became very warm. The members took turns expressing their gratitude to ARMY who had come from various countries to watch the concert. The cheers of the audience never stopped. Each member's name was immediately greeted by enthusiastic shouts from all over the stadium. But what caught the attention was how the members looked at each other several times while smiling at each other. Such small moments always manage to make fans feel that the relationship between them remains as strong as it used to be. Although each of them have developed as individuals with diverse careers and activities, they still return as BTS when they are on stage together. One of the most discussed moments after the concert was when RM was seen watching Jungkook from a distance. In several videos circulating on social media, RM appears to nod slowly, as if giving support without having to say anything. As the leader of BTS, RM is known to have a very close relationship with all members. He is often the one who keeps the group balanced and helps create a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Therefore, many ARMY were touched to see how he still paid attention to the emotional condition of the members even in the middle of a big concert. Meanwhile, Jimin also became the center of attention because of his sincere reaction. The oldest member of BTS was seen smiling warmly at Jungkook and Jimin several times when both looked emotional. That simple smile is considered by many fans to be a very meaningful form of support. ARMY, who has been following BTS's journey for a long time, knows that Jin's relationship with the younger members has always been affectionate. He often jokes and makes the atmosphere lighter, but behind it all, Jimin is also known as a figure who is very attentive to his colleagues. When the stadium cameras again panned the members simultaneously, many fans noticed how they were standing very close to each other. Although no big words were spoken, their body language showed a sense of comfort and trust that had been built up over the years. This is one of the reasons why BTS is so loved by fans around the world. People not only come to listen to their songs, but also to witness the genuine relationship that exists between the 7 members. On social media, various posts about Baltimore Day 1 kept popping up throughout the night. Many fans shared videos, photos, and stories of their experiences during their time at the stadium. One fan wrote that she initially came in the hope of enjoying a fun concert, but ended up going home in tears because she was so touched by the members' emotional moment. Other fans said that seeing Jungkook and Jimin trying to hold back tears made him realize that idols who have always looked strong and perfect also have a very real human side. Many similar comments pop up in large numbers. Most expressed pride in BTS being able to show their sincerity despite being under the world's spotlight for so many years. Not a few also praised how the ARMY in Baltimore provided tremendous support throughout the concert. When the members look emotional, the audience doesn't stop cheering. The sound of the support echoing in the stadium created an atmosphere that is difficult to describe in words. Many fans described it as a moment when the artist and fans really connected emotionally. As the night wore on and the concert neared its end, the atmosphere became warmer. The members walked around the stage to greet all sides of the stadium. They waved, bowed, and thanked the fans many times. Jungkook looked much calmer than before. His smile reappeared, although occasionally he could still be seen looking at the fans with a haru expression. Jimin also looks more relaxed. He joked a few times with other members and made the audience laugh. But many fans say that they can still see traces of emotions left over from previous moments. On the eve of the final song, the entire stadium turned into an amazingly beautiful sea of purple light. Thousands of ARMY raised their light sticks simultaneously, creating a scene that gave many people goosebumps. BTS members stood in a row while enjoying the scenery. Some of them seemed to take out their phones to capture the moment in front of their eyes. Many fans believe that it is such moments that are the reason why BTS always gives everything on stage. Not just because of the music, but because of the relationship they built with ARMY over the years. After the concert ended, the members stayed on stage a few minutes longer than usual. They kept waving and trying to greet as many fans as possible before finally leaving the stadium. Even when the lights came on and the closing music played, many soldiers were still standing in their places. Some cried, some smiled, and others just looked at the slowly empty stage. For them, Baltimore Day 1 was more than just an ordinary concert. That night became an emotional experience that they will continue to remember for many years. A few hours after the event ended, various video footage continued to go viral on the internet. The pieces of the moment when Jungkook held back tears, Jimin rubbed his face, RM gave an attentive look, and Jin showed a warm smile instantly spread to various platforms.